Okay, so I wanted to create a tutorial for making a 529 account. This is really a good way to save for education, whether it's K-12 education or college education or education related expenses like getting a laptop for college or paying rent while in college. So I'll try to include some additional resources on that, but just wanted to show how to set up the actual account. Um, my preferred. This is Virginia's 529 platform. It's my preferred platform because it hosts a Parnassus Core Equity Fund, or a version of that for Virginia's 529, which is, I think, a really responsible investment and a profitable investment historically. So, without further ado, let's go check out open an account. And also you're gonna need like some identification and your social security number, and the beneficiary is in the student's social security number. So make sure you have that before we get started. We'll go open an account, go to application, say no for the purposes of this. We'll put in first name, middle initial, last name. Let's make an email here. Let's do a phone number. I'm just doing a dummy phone number for the purposes of this video. We'll do a street address. Again, just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to do a dummy street address. I'm based in Philadelphia. Okay, we'll save and we'll do tutorial. Terms and conditions. Submit. Then you use that activation link. I'm gonna go open that up. Let's do that. Just gonna verify, continue. And of course I didn't record this password. Just quick reset the password. Then now we have an account. Can say open account. Make a new application. And use an individual. Probably going to be creating an individual account. I'll put a date of birth. Just do a dummy Social Security. US citizen. Then you put driver's license or your passport information. Just gonna put in dummy information here. Mailing address. And I'm just going to go up to submitting just to show you everything. And you say your relationship to the student. You put the student's information. Tell me Social Security for that and say what their grade is right now. All the way up to adult. And their phone number. And their mailing address, which you can just copy the account owner address. And put a designated survivor. It's going to assume ownership in the event of the account owner's death, so maybe a spouse. Add them as an authorized individual. residency, phone number, mailing address, save. Then here's where things get interesting. You pick which portfolio. I'm saying thing that I like, especially if you have a long time horizon, is if you go to specialty portfolios and do the ESG core equity portfolio. But you can kind of click around to learn more about this, or learn more about each of the options, or especially if you're if the student is currently in school, you might want to go with something that's more just like funneling in money just for tax purposes. So like in Pennsylvania, you're able to deduct whatever you contribute from your state income tax. But the real powerful thing about these is that when they grow, those capital gains are then not taxed like they would be in a brokerage account. Anything that's for a qualified expense, like tuition, is not taxed. And I think if we go back to the home page, there it shows some different portfolios, and then you can click on them for more information about their strategy. Like I said, especially if you have a long time horizon, I think the cool thing in here is the ESG core equity. It invests in entirely in a Parnassus core equity, which you can look into Parnassus Investments for more information about that, but this has a lower expense ratio than even if you invested in the institution grade shares through Parnassus directly. So I think that's pretty cool. And then it has pretty good annualized, I think these are annualized returns historically. But anyways, going back to that, you can select whatever portfolio. I'm gonna select the ESG core equity for these purposes. You can also see more information just by clicking on it from there. So if we say save and continue, then all you need to do is add an initial contribution, and then you can, I'd just do an initial contribution, and then you can set up a recurring contribution later, or always just do it as you go. But it's got to be at least $10, and you can choose today's date. Then have a bank with the routing number. And account number. See if I can. Just gonna look up the routing number for the purposes of this. And then from there, you just say add contribution and then review and submit, and that's really all there is to it. They'll take the money out of your account within the next few days, and then you're on your way. And I'll try to include some resources about tax benefits, and have like how much you can contribute per year for those tax benefits, though you can, I believe, contribute a basically unlimited amount. It's just you might then not get the tax benefits if you go over whatever given amount. And you might run into gift tax if you really contribute large amounts. They'll try to include that information, but that's all you really need to know. So thanks.